I'd also like to have a short talk about the so-called Reykjavik 9. Also, as we have one of them here, because after this revolution you had here, 9 of the activists, amongst them you, Solveig, has been charged with insulting the Altinget. And as I've understood it from what I've read, because I've read some newspapers, and we also have this small English language newspaper here. You were on your way into the Alting to follow the debate.
Well, this happened it happened about like a month and a half before the biggest demonstrations took place. So this was in December 2008, and a group of about 30 people attempted to get inside the Parliament building, and we did use the entrance that is open to the public, and we were going to go up to the public benches, the area reserved for the public when it wants to come and observe the proceedings. And it's really supposed to be, it's an open, you just go in there, you don't really have to, there's no like weapons search or anything. So we totally thought that we would be able to go up there, and there we were going to, or some of us were going to read like just a short declaration. But I think when the Parliament guards saw us come, and we were that many, they sort of decided to prevent us from entering. And so we never managed, only two managed to actually get up to the benches, the public benches, and the rest of us were stuck either in the staircase or down in the foyer. So and then the police came, and I think it was only about maybe 30 minutes or so it was over. That day I think 10 of us were arrested, and then the 9 of us from this group of 30 were charged with attacking Alþingi, and if we are sentenced under that law, then the lowest possible jail term is 1 year, and up to 16, which in Iceland, is like life in prison.
Yeah, but I'm a bit confused here, because at least in Norway, and I think most places, the people has a right to come and follow the Parliament proceedings.
Yes.
But
this was the atmosphere, of course, in society was very tense. I mean, many Saturdays prior to this, this was the 8th of December 2008. People were standing on Östurvöllur, the little square, in front of the Alþingi, and the demonstrations. More and more people were showing up. So, and the environment, was just very tense. So I think the people working within the house of, the Parliament House, which is they were not prepared at all to meet with, a large group of, citizens coming into the house. So they were very ill prepared. So it was just a big fiasco. So, but then the most shocking part really is not that we were arrested there and that we didn't make it up to the benches, because really when you think about it, in a way that's understandable given the situation in society. The most shocking part is that they then come after us with such great force.
Because what is this law really that you're being charged with? When was it established, and what was it
it's
thought
really
of being used
almost
for?
the equivalent of like like a terrorist law. It's like and it has only ever been used once before in the history of Iceland. That was my father. Yes, he was one of. That was after the NATO protests in 1949 when Iceland joined NATO. So you have to ask yourself why are they doing this?
Yes,
what
and there was no violence or anything.
we were not armed, and we were not like verbally abusive. We were not shouting at the guards, calling them like fascists or after the police showed up, then there were cries of fascists, but that's after the police showed up and started beating on people.
Okay.
But prior to that, we came in and we were not threatening, and there was no intention of violence or causing physical harm. And it's not like they found weapons on us or anything like that. So it's very just kind of sad.
I think it's the whole situation. At least to me, it sounds kind of surreal.
It is surreal, and then also because it's not really getting any better, because now it turns out that the Speaker of the House, who's a Social Democrat, she has been sort of actively engaged in trying to steer the conversation in society, against us. Okay. So, for example, a professor, an Icelandic professor, Jón Ólafsson, he was at the radio show talking about the case, and he's not, a radical at all. He was just sort of talking about the moral aspect of going after people who had participated in a demonstration in a time like this.
Yes.
And I think that same day or a few days later, she called him and told him that we had intended, to use violence, and that she had documents to prove it, basically. And he said, that's very interesting, I would like to see it. And she told him she would send him an email and basically sent him the talking points, basically like the prosecution talking points. So that's, for me, was very shocking to have, a Speaker of the House, a Social Democrat, actively engaged in sort of, the